Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another video and welcome to the Great Glen Canoe Trail. The Great Glen Canoe Trail carves 60 miles through Scotland, combining the natural lochs of Loch Lochy, Loch Oich and the mighty Loch Ness with sections of the man-made Caledonian Canal. My route begins at Neptune's Staircase just outside Fort William and will end on the east coast at Inverness, if we make it.
Whoa!
Right now, the winds are blowing from the west, which will push us along. However, if the wind turns, we could be in big trouble.
I knew this trip was weather dependent, but it's ridiculous.
Join me as I paddle, camp and photograph this incredible journey. Welcome to the Great Glen Canoe Trail. This journey could take as long as 5 days, so I need to make sure that I have enough supplies to see me through that time, as we will be wild camping along the way. And I won't be doing this alone. I'll be doing this with my good friend Murray from Scotland's Mountains YouTube channel.
Well, this is just lovely. We begin our paddling in the canal system, which is nice and sheltered. But I thought I would give you a weather forecast because this trip is so unbelievably weather dependent that if the wind blows from the wrong direction, it can cancel the entire trip, and that would be a great shame. Now today is probably the worst day. It's forecast to be gusting up to 30-mile-an-hour winds, and it's raining. At the minute we've had a bit of drizzle, nothing too bad, and there are gusts of wind, but thankfully those are coming from the west, so they're coming behind us and actually blowing us in the direction we need to go. For tomorrow, the day after and the following day, things begin to improve considerably. Now by the end of day 4, a nasty weather front will move in. So basically, if we don't make this trip in 4 days, there's a chance that at the very end, we could get scuppered by a nasty storm. I'm not too sure, we'll have to see. But for now, it's okay, and things are set to improve. You don't want to get in the way of that boat. That would be a premature end to the trip. Wow.
The thing with this canoe trail is that there are a lot of portages where you've got to drag your kayak out of the water, walk it several hundred yards around an obstacle, and then put it back in the water. And this gets tiresome after a while.
So the reason we have to portage is because there's a series of locks and we're not really allowed to go through those. So we have to take our kayaks out of the water and walk them around the locks. And when we go around this lock, we'll drop back into the canal, but then we're very close to Loch Lochy. Now don't be confused by lock and lock. One is a gate that changes the water level, L-O-C-K. The other is a Scottish lock, L-O-C-H. Anyway, I think it's time for lunch.
Well, it's grim. It's really grim. Yeah, as luck would have it, as soon as we sat down for lunch, the heavens opened and the rain started blowing in sideways. It was truly miserable, and to add insult to injury, the midges came out just as we were trying to wrestle our kayaks back into the water.
Okay. Look at bitches. All good. Just got a wet hand. Nearly rolled over. Let's get away from these biting insects. Oh, check this out. Looks like we have some sort of old boat wreck. So legend has it, this boat was taken out by the Loch Ness monster, dragged under, the whole crew savaged, eaten alive. And then the carcass of the ship bobbed to the surface, drifted, and found itself on Loch Lochy, just a few miles from the famous Loch Ness. Allegedly.
Yeah, hopefully I won't get the Loch Ness Monster's lawyers coming after me for that one, but despite the miserable rain and the midges earlier on, things are improving dramatically, and we have a beautiful late afternoon paddle across Loch Lochy. But soon it would be time to settle down for the evening and find a campsite. Now it's not much, just a small spit of sand, but this would be our home for the evening.
See that? 3 military helicopters flying right over our camp. That was one of the coolest things I've seen in a long time. Camp, by the way, is flipping brilliant. A bit of a breeze, midges aren't too bad. A couple of nice spots for our tents. Yeah, this is great. We'll get a fire going now, I think, and then start to unwind for the evening.
Shelter, water, and fire, they say, are the most important things in any survival situation. Well, yeah, it's a good job that this is not a survival situation. I think this stick was getting the better of me. Well, wood gathering skills aside, we did manage to get a nice fire going. We have filtered water, and I was able to set up my shelter for the evening. So far, things are going pretty good.
Well, that is me settled in for the evening. My tent is set up behind me. Back there, away from the water's edge. It's a lot of midges over there, which isn't great, but I'll be in the tent, so it's fine. Out here on the edge of the loch, we have a fire. There's a bit of a breeze, so the midges are really not that bad. Didn't want to put my tent here because I'm paranoid about the water level rising. Like Murray, who's pitched all of 2 feet from the edge of the loch. But I'm sure it'll be fine. So that's it. We're gonna sit back, relax, have some dinner, enjoy the fire. Yeah, it's been a good day today. Been a bit tough, but I mean, look at this, man. It's just breathtaking. So I've been looking over the statistics for today. I think we were paddling for 6 hours, but we stopped for lunch, so probably 5 hours, 45 minutes there or thereabouts. Sorry, 5 hours, 15 minutes. And we've covered 13 miles. That's pretty good going. That's more than enough for each day if we're to make it before the bad weather sets in about 4 days' time. As it stands at the minute, we have an improving weather forecast. So today's been lovely, mostly. When we had lunch, it was horrendous. Like, I couldn't believe it. We got so wet, it was unbelievable. But now, and certainly the last 2 hours of paddling, has been glorious. So I'm going to sit back, relax, eat my food, hopefully get a good night's sleep, and we will see what tomorrow brings.
On the morning of day 2, as we left camp, we were faced with nothing but glorious paddling conditions. Our goal for today was to paddle around 20 miles and make it to the start of Loch Ness. But actually, on this journey, one thing has surprised me more than anything, and that is that we haven't seen anybody else. There are no other paddlers on this Great Glen Canoe Trail until I saw something unusual on the shore of Loch Lochy, something that looked like another group of paddlers.
Have a look at this. I thought somebody else was doing the Great Glen Canoe Trail and camping on this beach, and I'm looking at this canoe and I'm thinking, hey, that's an unusual looking canoe. And I was like, oh my God, they've got a dog with them as well. Look how well behaved the dog is sat in that canoe. It's actually a sculpture. Oh, this is cool. Ah, there you go. Little surprises along the Great Glen Canoe Trail. Look at this though. Oh, I tell you what, we could have camped here last night. Look at this. Ah, man. If we'd have only paddled another 15 minutes down the loch, we could have had that campsite. Have you seen this campsite? It's got a lean-to shelter and fire pit and everything.
Well, as much as I was impressed by that Trailblazers campsite halfway up Loch Lochy, we still had a lot of ground to cover.
So we have now reached the end of Loch Lochy. We have this small canal system, and then we do a portage, probably have lunch, and then we're into Loch Oich, which I believe is the smallest of the 3 lochs. Well, this is just beautiful. As we've come to the end of Loch Lochy, we've rounded into the marina area. But there's this beautiful, I don't know, it's almost like a wildlife sanctuary. The whole place just feels amazing. So I'm gonna try. Oh, no. I was gonna say I'm gonna try get out the 400mm lens and see if we can get some nice shots. There's definitely some wildlife shots to be had. So I haven't practiced this yet. It could be a case of losing thousands of pounds worth of camera gear in the water. I hope not. All right, hang on. I'm gonna have to move you to access my stuff. Okay, success. Well, success in getting the camera out. Can we get a nice photograph? Well, that remains to be seen. Let's have a look here. So we have an oyster catcher, and he's just stood there. He's not bothered by me. The great thing about photography from a kayak is you're at eye level, more or less, with the wildlife.
Well, I have to say, it was really nice to break out the camera, but before too long, we had another portage, then more paddling down the canal system before finally entering into Loch Oich, where we would stop for a well-earned break. Well, that was just lovely. A bit of fishing, obviously no fish, a nice coffee, but soon we would have to continue on our journey. But it wouldn't be long before coming across our next victim of the Loch Ness monster.
Well, look at this, the second big boat wreck on this journey. This one looks a lot more intact than the last one. Oh, it's really cool. It's been here for some time. It looks like nature has taken over, but I thought, let's have a look inside, because there's a window open here. I reckon if I could just... Wow, what have we got? Oh. Yeah, looks like it was a lovely vessel at one point in time. I think another victim to the Loch Ness monster as she traverses the 3 lochs of the Great Glen Canoe Trail.
Allegedly. Anyway, it was time to continue paddling up Loch Oich towards Loch Ness, and I thought it would be a great idea to get some cool B-roll of Murray paddling past this marine marker.
I ran aground! Good job, this is a tough kayak.
Yeah, that didn't work out too well.
Well, there was me trying to get some nice B-roll of Murray as we go past this marker behind us, and I just ran aground, just sat on some rocks, thought that was game over. Anyway, we have reached the top of Loch Oich. Now, at the top of the loch, it splits off. We can either go left, which is a river where there are some rapids, which I'll admit I'm so tempted by. I really fancy it, but my kayak is fully laden, it's heavy, and yeah, I've never done rapids before, so I probably don't want to do it in a fully loaded kayak with tons of camera gear. So we'll give that a miss. To the right is the canal. They both go the same way. Obviously, one will be quicker than the other. So we're going to take the nice, easy, relaxed route and do the canal rather than the river. But yeah, it would be nice one day. Let's come and get on some faster water. Yeah, anyway, not too far till Loch Ness. Although we do have 3 portages before then. Yeah.
Each portage could take anywhere from 15 minutes to half an hour. Load the kayak out of the water, attach the trolleys, drag the kayak down the footpath, remove the trolley, put it back on the kayak, get back in the kayak, rinse and repeat. It was a real pain and added significant time to our journey, but it's worth it for those glorious moments like this one.
So there is an old boat wreck, another one. Except sitting on this rusty old boat wreck is a heron. And I tell you what, if we can just get a bit closer without spooking it, it'll make a cracking photograph. Come on, mate, lift your head up. So as we make our way towards Fort Augustus and the beginning of Loch Ness, let me quickly thank the sponsor of this video, which is Squarespace. Now, if you don't know who Squarespace are, they're an all-in-one website building platform. So basically, if you want a website but you don't know even where to begin building your own or programming and coding your own, well, just use Squarespace. It's a very simple drag and drop system, I know, because I've built a couple myself. And it's so intuitive and so easy that anybody, in less than a day or two, assuming you've got your images and all your copy and everything ready, you can have a professional looking website ready straight away. Your website will do everything you expect of a modern day website, from your own online gallery, online store, your own members area. There's even AI to help you with your copy and some of your artwork. So if you fancy giving that a go, go to squarespace.com/Heaton. You get a free trial. And if you like that free trial, use the offer code Heaton for 10% off your first purchase.
Well, after some more paddling on the glorious canal system, it wasn't long before we reached Fort Augustus. And although we had some delicious packed lunches, the temptation for fish and chips, well, that was just far too high.
After a delightful fish and chips, we are now at the beginning of Loch Ness. But don't worry, it's quite late. We're not going to go far. We think there are some beaches out and around to the right, no more than 5 minutes away, and that is where we're hoping to camp tonight. Not quite the grand entrance into Loch Ness I was hoping for. It's so shallow. I'm completely beached. Come on. Murray to the rescue. Gives a push. Come on. Ooh. Bit more. Oh, bit more. Oh, I can feel the rocks underneath me. Yes. Yes. Come on. Oh, I tell you what, this is a tough old kayak. This. Any other boat would have a hole in the hull. Ooh. There we go. We're away. Welcome everybody to Loch Ness. So just a 5 minute, if that, 3 minute paddle from where we launched at Fort Augustus, and I reckon that this is our campsite. So this is my new sleeping pad. It's the Alp Kit Whisper. Yeah, it's great. It's really comfortable, nice and warm, really big. Comes with a pump sack, although it's a really small pump sack. Takes forever to blow it up, but better than doing it by mouth. And it was only about 70 odd quid, like 75, maybe 79 pounds. And I thought it was great value for money. And if you're wondering, I do have a bigger pump sack, but for some reason the valve keeps pinging off every time I apply pressure. But normally that pump sack will do it in 3 fills, whereas this is about 13 or 14 fills. I'm talking about pump sacks, man. I'm tired. I need to go to sleep. Oh. Whew. Well, that is camp set up right at the top end, or the bottom end I should say, of Loch Ness. Camp's not the best. My tent, the ground was very loose and also very hard at the same time, so like this much gravel and then rock solid underneath, so I couldn't get pegs in, so I've made these big mounds of pebbles to try and hold the pegs into place. Should be alright as long as no hurricanes blow through, but to be honest, everything seems to be calming down right now, which is fantastic. Let's go over some statistics of what we did today. I am absolutely wiped out. I am done, absolutely done. All I want to do is maybe have a cup of tea and then go to bed. I'm exhausted, but let's see why I'm exhausted. So today, we left camp this morning about 10.5 hours ago, and we've covered 18.17 miles. That's a long way when kayaking. I don't think it's as physically tolling as walking, but it's definitely hard work. You definitely use muscles that you don't use every day. So, feeling tired, feeling stiff, but ultimately having a great time. Camping by a loch, a little bit of photography, and sleeping in a tent, paddling all day. It is a lot of fun. But I'm looking over there. I'm looking behind camera. It's never ending. Loch Ness is huge, well over 20 miles. And we've got to get that done. We have 2 days to do it, but it's going to be a long, hard slog. Yeah, it's going to be great. So, I'll catch up with you tomorrow. What a beautiful morning. Might need to borrow this tripod. It's gorgeous. Well, it's currently about 4:20 in the morning. I couldn't resist waking up for a sunrise shoot here at the bottom of Loch Ness. The light is gorgeous, there's not a breath of wind. There's driftwood in the foreground, placed there by the hands of the photography gods. It's almost too perfect. It almost makes the challenge of paddling this stretch of water palatable. We'll see. What a view to wake up to. It's nice to take the time and enjoy a bit of photography.
Well, what a beautiful start to the beginning of day 3. Calm winds, mirror-like reflections, and beautiful warm sunshine. This is most unusual for Scotland. Would it last? Yeah, I think we both know the answer to this question.
Okay, another day, another loch.
So far on this journey, the weather has been on our side. However, today, that was set to change. The forecast is predicting at 6 p.m. a complete 180 turn in the wind, from a gentle westerly to a strong northeasterly. And for kayaking up Loch Ness, that would be a complete disaster.
Uh-oh. The wind has dropped. That's not good. That's not the wind dropping. That's the wind turning. Ooh, we still have a long way to go. Can you feel that wind? Oh, shit. eyes, ladies and gentlemen. You are witnessing the turning of the wind. Just like that. Look, it's cocking my boat. We're spinning. Ah, that is coming right from the northeast. That was it. In a second, things have changed. Things are difficult now. We've had it easy for several days. Now we have a real challenge on our hands. At least for the last section of the loch. At least we've covered huge distances today, so that's good. For now, I need to get my energy up. I'm going the wrong way, man. I'm blowing back that way. Oh. No, I can't turn. Oh, come on. Oh, that is blowing hard. Oh man, flipping heck. Oh, we need to get to shore in the hope of finding some shelter. Oh, I can't straighten the boat. Come on. Oh, we're not moving. Yeah, man. How could it turn so bad in the space of 2 minutes? Wow, incredible. And it's early as well. This wasn't forecast until about 6 p.m. It's currently about 4:30 p.m. Oh. Oh. Oh man, I knew this trip was weather dependent, but this, it's ridiculous. Wow. Wow, I videoed the whole thing. Went from went from a tailwind to 0 and then to a headwind of 20 in about a minute and a half. I was filming the whole thing. It's like, oh, the wind stopped. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, the wind's turned, and then bang.
So I think let's just carry on, stay close to the shore, and we'll see how we get on.
So you can probably see we're sticking really close to the shore. The waves are big, man. They're coming over the front of the kayak, but luckily they're head on, so the kayak's are really stable. If they were coming from the side, I would be concerned. I don't have my spray deck on either. I decided I didn't need it on such a glorious, hot, sunny day. Yeah, getting wet legs now, could probably do with it, but it's buried right at the bottom of my kayak, so we'll just have to put up with it until we decide to stop. Oh, this is miserable though. You got to paddle 4 times as hard for about 1/5 of the gains.
Well, as usual, the difficulties of something like this don't come across on camera, but we paddled hard for over an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, before finally making it to a suitable campsite. And as you can see, I can barely stand up, let alone paddle another 20 yards, man. I was exhausted.
Oh, well, what? Oh, what a couple of hours it's been, man. I am exhausted. I'm in so much pain. I've had to paddle so hard into that wind and the waves. I'm soaking wet through. I'm freezing cold. I'm tired. I'm aching, as I already mentioned. So we've at a spot now. This will be our camp for the evening. We're pretty much, give or take, 1 kilometre or 2 at the top of Loch Ness. So even if the winds continue, all we have to do is just get to the canal, which is not very far that way, and then we're set. So we'll rest for tonight, make camp, and make a plan for tomorrow. And hopefully tomorrow we'll be finishing it.
That was by far the toughest day so far. Not only because of the headwinds, but because of the monotonous stretch of Loch Ness. 20 miles of almost no variety. And you can see we still haven't reached the very end of Loch Ness. But for now, I think it's time to get some food. Well, camp is all set up. The tent's not too bad. It's a bit uneven and I've used rocks to pitch it, but it seems pretty solid. Got myself a cup of tea and barbecued pulled pork with added couscous and, I don't know if you can see that, a boiled egg. So that's dinner for tonight. I think we'll eat this, relax, probably get a fire going and just try and rest up because, as I've mentioned 1,000 times already, I was really tough going, and yeah, I've got no energy left, so we'll sit back and rest, I think. I tell you what though, bit windy, but it's a beautiful spot, and actually that wind keeps the midges away, so it's all right. What about you, Murray? Hang on, look, yep. There it is.
Wipe the slavers away from my mouth. Yeah, what a day. Yeah, it was tough going, and it was. I know you've probably talked about this, but the quickness of how that wind changed. It was within, I would say, 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And within a minute and a half, it was a full-blown waves. I mean, they weren't insignificant waves as well. They were over the front of my boat.
Yeah.
So, glad to be at camp.
Yeah, definitely glad to be at camp. Yeah, no exaggeration. I mean, you all saw it on camera how quickly things changed. Can you imagine if either A, that happened half a mile into the trail, oh, bit bright there, or B, it happened when we were in the middle of the loch. That's why you tend to stick to the shorelines in case things change. And well, did they change? I think they did. Anyway, I'll catch up with you guys later on after I've eaten my egg, pork, and couscous. One of the delights of a trip like this is at the end of a long, hard day, you get to sit down with a beautiful view, get a campfire going, and enjoy a nice whiskey and relive the activities of the day.
Alright guys, well, that is me in the tent. I am absolutely exhausted. It's like, it's getting to me, these long days, man. It's been a lot of fun though. It's a lovely evening now. The wind's dropped. Hopefully it stays that way, and tomorrow morning is easy paddling. This tent's not too bad as well. I was very quick to say how much I didn't like it in my sort of packing video last week. But you know what? It's been all right. There's been zero condensation, and the size is fine because all my stuff is out in the kayak. So don't need to stress. It's all right, my feet do touch the end, as you can see there. But yeah, generally speaking, I could shuffle this way a bit more, couldn't I? Yeah, my feet are still touching the end. I'm sure you don't want to see my feet. Anyway, it's 10 past 10, but it's June the 20th, which is basically the summer solstice. I think this is the official summer solstice, not the official, but the summer solstice. I think it's tomorrow, June 21st. and up here in Scotland, especially as far north as we are at the top of Loch Ness, it's not getting dark. So yeah, it's pretty much broad daylight. But I'm so tired, that won't matter, and I will get a good night's sleep. Anyway, last day tomorrow, and it should be a nice simple one, half day, finishing in Inverness. So I'll see you guys in the morning. Last day today. Last day. All right, we're ready. We're set for the last leg of what has been an absolutely epic journey. So after a short paddle across the bay, we are finally at the top of Loch Ness. Look at that, man. You can't even see the end. Over 20 miles in that direction is where we started yesterday morning. Wow, what a paddle. It was huge. When you start Loch Ness, you think, there's no way, it's so long. I remember last week when we were driving alongside Loch Ness and it was just never ending. I thought there's no way we can paddle this. And then when the wind hit yesterday, I thought there's no way. If this wind continues, we're not getting to the end of this. Luckily we pushed on, made camp, and as you can see now, the wind has stopped, allowing us to push through to the canal system and then finally Inverness, which will be the end. That was tough. That was tough. Really tough paddle, but equally as enjoyable.
So as we approach the end of Loch Ness and begin the final push into Inverness and the finish line, if you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching, and it's a huge help if you can just give this video a like, leave a comment and engage with the video, and if you're not a subscriber, please do consider subscribing for more content not too dissimilar to this. I would say a bit more photography focused, but always having an outdoor adventure. Now, as we leave Loch Ness behind, we start to enter the busy urban city of Inverness with road noise, low bridges.
Oh no, oh no, oh!
And busy waterways. And with the end in sight, it's incredible to reflect on how far we've come and the journey that we've just undertaken. Bear in mind, neither of us are experienced paddlers.
Oh, collision!
And I certainly have never done more than about a mile in my kayak, so this was a real achievement.
Well done. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the road, or rather the end of the canal. Today, 10.3 miles, so a nice easy one. 3.5 days to complete the Great Glen Canoe Trail. Thank you, Murray.
Put it there. Thank you, sir. You invited me, it was your idea, so what an adventure it's been.
Although saying that, we still have 100 metres to go. So
it's going to be 150 metres by the time we finish this bit of the camera, because we're drifting a bit.
Yeah. Right, come on, let's get it done.
Let's go.
Oh, and by the way, guys, make sure you check out Murray's YouTube channel. I will link to it in the description below, Scotland's Mountains. He should release his version of this trip in about 4 years' time. And there we go. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as usual, if you enjoyed the video, I can't get to the pontoon. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, and if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe, and check out my books and prints in the description below, and of course my photography community, the 617 Club. All right, actually guys, looks like we've got another hour Come on. There we go. This video will end as soon as I latch onto this pontoon. There we go. Cheers for watching, guys. And I will see you all next time. Cheers. Bye bye. Bye.